Imagine a cold winter morning. The wind whistles outside the window, and frost glitters on the glass. For many, this season brings cozy images, warm sweaters, hot tea, family gatherings. But for older adults, winter can also carry silent dangers. The cold air constricts blood vessels, raising blood pressure, and increasing the risk of stroke. Sidewalks become icy traps where a single slip can mean a broken hip and months of recovery. Most concerning of all, winter is the season when viruses flourish: flu, COVID-19, pneumonia, and RSV, turning a simple cough into a serious, even life-threatening illness. What makes winter so dangerous for seniors is not just the weather, but the way it collides with aging. As we grow older, the immune system weakens. The body's defenses, once quick to recognize and destroy invading germs, become slower, less efficient. A virus that might cause a younger adult to feel miserable for a week can send an older adult to the hospital. In fact, every year in the United States, more than 70% of flu-related hospitalizations and up to 85% of flu-related deaths occur in people over 65. Add COVID-19 and RSV to the mix, and winter becomes a battlefield for vulnerable lungs. Let me share the story of Mr. Harris, a 76-year-old grandfather. Last winter, he thought his mild cough was just the usual cold. He delayed getting checked, believing it would pass. Within days, his condition worsened. By the time he reached the hospital, he had pneumonia triggered by influenza. His recovery took weeks, and he admitted later, "If only I had taken my flu shot seriously, I could have avoided all of this." Mr. Harris's story is not unique. It is a reminder that winter illnesses do not wait, and they do not discriminate. The truth is, winter health is not about fear, it is about preparation. Vaccines, warm clothing, proper nutrition, and careful habits can turn this season from a time of risk into a time of comfort. The science is clear. Small daily actions dramatically reduce the chance of serious illness. And the message is hopeful. You are not powerless against the cold or the viruses it carries. In this video, we will uncover 5 essential steps to protect seniors during winter. You'll learn how to build a shield against flu, COVID-19, pneumonia, and RSV, and how to stay safe, warm, and healthy. Stay with me until the end, because the final step may be the one that truly transforms how you experience this winter and every winter ahead. Welcome to this channel where we speak directly to the real challenges of aging and where every tip is grounded in science, compassion, and practical wisdom. If you are over 60 or if you care for someone who is, you know that winter feels different now. The cold cuts deeper, the nights feel longer, and illnesses that once seemed minor suddenly carry higher stakes. That's why preparing for winter health is not just a matter of comfort. It is a matter of safety and survival. Every winter, doctors see the same pattern: older adults filling emergency rooms with severe flu, pneumonia, or complications from COVID-19. Sometimes these illnesses arrive one by one, but increasingly, they strike together. Health experts have begun using the term tripledemic to describe the simultaneous surge of influenza, COVID-19, and RSV during the colder months. For seniors with weaker immune systems, this triple threat can be devastating. And yet, despite these risks, too many people either underestimate the danger or believe that nothing can be done. But here's the encouraging truth. There are proven, effective steps you can take right now to protect yourself. Vaccinations tailored for seniors, simple preventive habits, and thoughtful preparation can reduce your risk dramatically. In fact, when combined, these strategies create a shield of protection strong enough to turn winter from a season of fear into a season of peace. That's exactly what this video is about. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore 5 powerful steps to safeguard your health during the colder months. From the importance of vaccines to practical tips for staying warm, from preventing falls to preparing your home for emergencies, each step is designed to keep you safe and strong. And just as importantly, Each step is doable. You won't need expensive equipment or complicated routines. Before we go further, let me ask you something simple. If you are watching and you've ever worried about catching the flu, COVID-19, or pneumonia in winter, leave the number 1 in the comments. If you haven't worried, type 0. This may sound small, but it matters. Your comment might remind someone else that they are not alone, and that concern is not weakness, it's wisdom. And while you're here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Each week, we share clear, research-based advice on senior health and well-being. By subscribing, you ensure that you never miss the knowledge that could protect your health or the health of someone you love. So let us dive into the main content and uncover the first essential step to staying healthy this winter. When it comes to protecting seniors during the winter, no single tool is more powerful than vaccines. They are not perfect, but they are life-saving. For older adults whose immune systems naturally weaken with age, vaccines are the difference between a mild illness and a hospital stay, or even life and death. Let's start with the flu shot. Every year, influenza sends hundreds of thousands of seniors to the hospital. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that 70 to 85% of flu-related deaths occur in adults 65 and older. But here is the good news. Seniors who receive the flu vaccine significantly reduce their risk of severe illness. In fact, there are specially formulated flu vaccines, like high-dose or adjuvanted versions, created specifically for people over 65 to give their immune system the extra boost it needs. COVID-19 is another major threat. Though much of the world has learned to live with it, older adults remain at higher risk of hospitalization and complications. Updated booster shots each fall are designed to target the most recent variants, offering protection when the virus is at its peak circulation. Skipping this step leaves the door open for a virus that has proven time and again how dangerous it can be. Beyond flu and COVID, there are 2 additional vaccines seniors should know about. The pneumococcal vaccine protects against pneumonia, caused by the bacteria Streptococcus pneumoniae, one of the leading killers of older adults worldwide. And for the first time, there's now a vaccine against RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, for people over 60. RSV, long thought of as a children's virus, has quietly caused severe respiratory illness in seniors, particularly those with heart or lung disease. This new vaccine closes a dangerous gap in winter protection. Take the story of Mrs. Alvarez, a 79-year-old grandmother with diabetes. For years she brushed off the flu shot, saying, "I've never needed it." One winter, she contracted influenza, which led to pneumonia and a 2-week hospital stay. The following year, after her doctor explained the benefits of vaccines, she received her flu shot, a COVID booster, and the pneumococcal vaccine. That winter she remained healthy despite several family members falling ill. She told her children, "Now I see vaccines are not just medicine, they are peace of mind." The practical takeaway is simple. Talk to your doctor about staying up to date on flu, COVID-19, pneumococcal, and RSV vaccines. Schedule them before winter peaks, ideally in the fall. One appointment could mean the difference between a season of illness and a season of health. Cold weather does more than make you shiver. It puts real stress on the body, especially for older adults. When temperatures drop, blood vessels constrict, causing blood pressure to rise. This increases the risk of heart attack and stroke, 2 of the leading causes of hospitalization in winter. On top of that, the cold can stiffen joints, reduce mobility, and increase the risk of falls. Staying warm is not just about comfort, it is about survival. Scientists have shown that maintaining a steady body temperature in winter reduces cardiovascular strain and prevents dangerous spikes in blood pressure. For seniors who often have less fat insulation and slower circulation, this becomes even more important. In fact, hypothermia, a condition where the body temperature falls too low, can develop in older adults, even indoors, if the home is not adequately heated. Consider the story of Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, a retired couple in their 80s. They prided themselves on saving money, so they kept their thermostat low during the winter. One particularly cold night, Mrs. Thompson developed severe shivering and confusion, classic signs of hypothermia. Luckily, their daughter visited the next morning and rushed her to the hospital. After that frightening experience, the Thompsons invested in proper heating and warmer clothing. The following winters were healthier and much less stressful. So how can you protect yourself? First, dress in layers. Several thin garments trap heat better than one thick sweater. Always protect areas that lose heat quickly: the head, neck, hands, and feet. Indoors, keep your home at a safe temperature, at least 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius. If heating costs are a concern, close off unused rooms, seal drafts around windows, and use thick curtains to retain warmth. Another tip is to use a humidifier. Winter air is often dry, especially when heaters are running. Dry air irritates the throat and lungs, making it easier for viruses to invade. A humidifier keeps moisture in the air, protecting your respiratory system. Just be sure to clean it regularly to avoid mold or bacteria growth. And don't forget safety outside. Cold weather often means icy sidewalks and hidden patches of snow. Wear shoes with good traction, take shorter steps, and use a cane or walking stick if needed. Falls are one of the most common causes of winter injuries in older adults, and a single fall can change a life forever. Prevention is always easier than recovery. The message is clear: staying warm and safe in winter is not just about comfort, it is a medical necessity. Warm clothing, safe homes, and careful movement all work together to protect your heart, your bones, and your independence. Winter illnesses spread quickly, not only because viruses thrive in cold, dry air, but also because people spend more time indoors, in close contact with others. For seniors whose immune systems respond more slowly, even a minor exposure can lead to a major illness. That's why daily hygiene habits, though simple, are one of the most effective shields against flu, COVID-19, and other respiratory infections. Let's start with hand washing. It may sound basic, but studies consistently show that proper hand hygiene reduces the risk of respiratory infections by up to 20%. Wash your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, especially after being in public places, touching doorknobs, or handling money. When soap and water aren't available, an alcohol-based sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol is a good alternative. Masks are another tool worth considering, especially in crowded indoor environments during peak flu and COVID season. While some people resist them, the evidence is clear. Wearing a mask significantly reduces the spread of respiratory droplets. For seniors who are most at risk of complications, a mask is less about inconvenience and more about protection. Ventilation also matters. Viruses linger in poorly ventilated spaces. Opening a window for just 10 minutes a few times a day can refresh indoor air. If the weather is too cold, consider an air purifier with a HEPA filter, which can reduce airborne particles and allergens. Take the example of Mrs. Kim, a 72-year-old retiree who volunteered at her local library. During one winter season, she noticed she was catching colds every month. After speaking with her doctor, she began following stricter hygiene habits, washing her hands more often, using sanitizer at the library, and wearing a mask during crowded events. That year, she stayed healthier than ever. It felt strange at first, she said, but soon it became second nature, and it worked. Finally, don't underestimate the power of keeping your hands away from your face. Many infections start when viruses enter through the eyes, nose, or mouth. By breaking the habit of rubbing your eyes or touching your face after being in public, you reduce your risk significantly. These habits may seem small, but they add up to powerful protection. Hand washing, masking when needed, fresh air, and avoiding face touching are simple steps that create a safer winter environment. For older adults, They are not just good manners, they are life-saving practices. The message is simple. Viruses are invisible, but your defenses don't have to be. Each small hygiene habit builds a wall of protection between you and serious illness. When people think about winter health, they often imagine heavy coats, warm blankets, and flu shots. But there's another shield that begins at the dinner table: nutrition. What you eat directly influences how well your immune system fights infections. For seniors who may already face nutritional challenges like reduced appetite, difficulty chewing, or limited access to fresh foods, paying attention to diet is one of the most powerful ways to stay resilient through the cold months. The immune system relies on a steady supply of vitamins, minerals, and protein to function properly. Vitamin C, found in citrus fruits, bell peppers, and broccoli, helps white blood cells fight infections. Vitamin D, produced by sunlight, but often deficient in winter, strengthens immune defenses and reduces the risk of respiratory illness. Zinc, present in nuts, seeds, and lean meats, helps wounds heal and supports the production of infection-fighting cells. And protein from fish, chicken, beans, or dairy provides the building blocks for antibodies. Without enough of these nutrients, the immune system struggles to respond. Consider the story of Mr. Lewis, a 75-year-old widower. Each winter, he seemed to catch every bug going around. His doctor discovered that he was eating mostly canned soup and bread, lacking fresh fruits and vegetables. After a consultation with a nutritionist, Mr. Lewis began adding simple, affordable foods to his meals: a handful of spinach in his soup, frozen berries in his oatmeal, and a piece of salmon once a week. That winter, his energy improved, and he avoided serious illness for the first time in years. His story is proof that even small dietary changes can make a big difference. So how can you strengthen your diet this winter? Focus on balance. Aim for colorful plates with a variety of vegetables and fruits. Choose whole grains instead of refined ones, and lean proteins over processed meats. Include sources of healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, and walnuts that reduce inflammation. Stay hydrated with water or herbal teas, as dehydration weakens immune defenses. And if your doctor recommends, consider supplements, particularly vitamin D, which is harder to get during shorter winter days. Another important tip is to maintain regular meal times. Skipping meals can weaken your body and leave you more vulnerable to illness. If cooking feels overwhelming, prepare simple meals in batches or consider community meal programs that support seniors. The bottom line is this: food is more than fuel, it is medicine for your immune system. By choosing nutrient-rich foods, you not only protect yourself from flu and COVID, but also keep your strength, mood, and energy high through the winter. Every bite can be a step toward better health. Winter does not only bring illness, it brings storms, power outages, and unexpected challenges. For older adults, being unprepared for these emergencies can turn a manageable situation into a dangerous one. That is why readiness is the final and perhaps most overlooked step in winter health. Preparing in advance ensures that you can stay safe and comfortable, even if the unexpected happens. Cold weather emergencies often come suddenly. A snowstorm might close roads, making it impossible to get groceries or medicine. An ice storm might knock out electricity, leaving homes without heat or light for days. For seniors with chronic illnesses, losing access to medications, oxygen machines, or warm shelter can quickly become life-threatening. Take the story of Mrs. Davis, an 82-year-old who lived alone in a small town. One winter, a blizzard cut off power for 3 days. She had no backup heat, her phone battery died, and her supply of medications ran out. By the time her neighbor checked on her, she was shivering and confused, a dangerous sign of hypothermia. Thankfully, she recovered, but the experience taught her and her family the value of preparation. The next year, she assembled an emergency kit with blankets, flashlights, batteries, bottled water, canned food, and a week's supply of medications. When another storm hit, she was safe, calm, and ready. So what should you include in your emergency plan? First, create a winter emergency kit. Stock it with non-perishable food, clean water, flashlights, extra batteries, a battery-powered radio, blankets, and basic first aid supplies. Keep an extra set of essential medications, clearly labeled and stored safely. If you use medical devices that require electricity, ask your utility company about priority restoration or consider a backup power source. Second, think about communication. Keep a charged cell phone and a list of emergency contacts in an easy-to-find place. Tell a neighbor, friend, or family member to check in with you regularly during storms. Having a buddy system is not a sign of weakness, it's a safeguard for peace of mind. Finally, prepare your home. Have salt or sand to reduce ice on walkways, keep heating systems maintained, and know how to safely use space heaters if necessary. A few small steps now can prevent serious accidents later. The message is clear. Emergencies cannot always be prevented, but their impact can be reduced. With a little foresight, you can face storms, outages, and cold with confidence. Winter preparedness is not just about surviving. It is about maintaining independence and dignity, even when the weather tests you. We have traveled through 5 essential steps that can transform winter from a season of fear into a season of strength. Now let us bring these lessons together so you can see the clear picture of how to protect your health and peace of mind. First, we saw the power of vaccines. Flu shots, COVID-19 boosters, pneumococcal vaccines, and the new RSV vaccine are not just medical recommendations. They are shields that can reduce hospitalizations and even save lives. Staying up to date is one of the most effective choices any older adult can make before winter sets in. Second, we emphasize the importance of staying warm and safe. Cold weather raises blood pressure, stiffens joints, and increases the risk of heart problems and falls. Simple actions like layering clothing, maintaining safe indoor temperatures, and wearing shoes with traction can protect both your health and independence. Third, we uncovered how small hygiene habits have big impacts. Hand washing, avoiding face touching, wearing masks in crowded spaces, and improving ventilation are not complicated, but they create a powerful barrier against invisible viruses. These daily choices may seem simple, but they save thousands of lives every winter. Fourth, we highlighted nutrition as the body's natural defense. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, protein, and healthy fats fuels the immune system. Supplements like vitamin D can fill gaps during shorter winter days. Eating well is not only about avoiding illness, it keeps energy, mood, and resilience strong. Finally, we address the need for emergency preparedness. Storms, power outages, and sudden disruptions can turn winter dangerous if you are unprepared. By assembling an emergency kit, securing your home, and arranging a support system, you ensure that you remain safe and independent even when circumstances are beyond your control. Taken together, these 5 steps form a comprehensive strategy for winter health. They remind us that aging does not mean helplessness. On the contrary, preparation gives you power. Each step, whether it's rolling up your sleeve for a vaccine, adding spinach to your soup, or checking the batteries in your flashlight, is an act of self-care and resilience. The key takeaway is this: winter does not have to be a season of worry. With foresight and daily action, you can protect your body, mind, and independence. Your later years can still be full of warmth, safety, and joy, even when the winds are cold outside. You now hold in your hands 5 essential steps to protect your health during the coldest, most challenging months of the year. Vaccines, warmth, hygiene, nutrition, and emergency preparedness together. They form a shield that allows you not only to survive winter, but to embrace it with confidence and peace of mind. But knowledge alone is not enough. The real change begins when you take action. So here is my challenge for you. Pick just one step to start today. It could be calling your doctor to ask about vaccines. It could be adding more fruits and vegetables to your grocery list. It could be checking your winter coat, scarf, gloves, and shoes to make sure you are ready for icy sidewalks. Or it could be assembling a small emergency kit with a flashlight, blankets, and extra medication. Start small, but start now, and don't keep it to yourself. Share your commitment in the comments below. Which of the 5 steps will you begin with? Your answer may inspire someone else who is watching, perhaps someone who feels alone or unsure, to take their first step too. Together, we can create a community where seniors feel supported, informed, and prepared. Before you leave, please take a moment to support this channel. Like this video if it gave you clarity or comfort, and subscribe if you want to receive weekly guidance on health, aging, and resilience. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss practical tips that can protect your life or the life of someone you love. And here is one final thought to carry with you. Winter can be harsh, but it can also be beautiful. When you prepare, you free yourself to enjoy its gifts: the crisp air, the quiet snow, the warmth of family gatherings, without the constant worry of illness or danger. Preparation does not take away independence. It protects it. Each choice you make today is a gift to your future self, ensuring that this winter and every winter after is lived with strength, dignity, and joy. So take that first step. Wrap yourself not just in scarves and coats, but in knowledge, preparation, and confidence. Because you deserve more than survival this winter, you deserve to thrive.